Welcome back.
Welcome back and all of those things. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sue.
I'm Michael and we are a close-knit family. It is Sunday, February 2nd, 2020. This is Season 2, Episode 28. We are a knitcast coming to you from Armstrong in the North Okanagan region of British Columbia, Canada, following my adventures as a newer knitter and our ongoing yarn and knitting addiction.
Yes.
Yes.
And you know what? I think you're right. We can probably cut the newer knitter thing.
Documenting our ongoing yarn and knitting addiction.
Yeah, because I have never done stuff like this.
No?
No, I'm not saying I couldn't. I just haven't. And you do, I mean, really, like you started out with double knitting projects.
More or less, yeah. Yeah. That was fun. Hi.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's it's winter.
Yep.
It's winter. We've been rainy and
snowy, wind. Yesterday was a windstorm.
And melting. Yes, I was working. I had no idea.
Yeah,
just glad the power didn't go out because that would have been problematic.
Yeah, I went to the pharmacy yesterday and the lady at the counter was like, "Oh, has the wind died down?" And I said, "What wind?" And then I had to drive out to Vernon after that, and I was like, this wind.
And branches down all in the parks and stuff. Yeah, it's a little bit windy yesterday.
Yeah, Robin came by yesterday, and she said there was a tree down at AES at the elementary school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. That would be where we filmed our outdoor segment, Knitting with Tasha, which we would have had in the summertime. I can't remember which episode it was.
Last year. But we only actually put that together and put it out after Tasha passed away. So.
Yeah. That's why I'm thinking, So anyway, one of those trees over there. I'm just going to see if I can find the episode.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Interesting thing about today, though,
is
February 2nd, 2020 is, as many people have pointed out, a palindromic date. It is the same read forward as it is read backwards. And also in a special way, that works for both the UK version of day, month, year, and the US version of month, day, year. 0202 2020. One thing that people...
And the Canadian version...
Which is?
Year, month, day.
And yeah, the International Standards Organization, year, month, day, 2020-0202. And one thing that most people also don't consider is February 2nd is the 33rd day of the year, 33 being another palindrome. And
because it's a leap year,
there are also 333 days after left in the year, which is also a palindrome. And as you pointed out, if we continue to use this current calendar system, this is the last day, the only day that this is going to happen.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just trying to find what episode it was.
Well, I suppose.
Oh, you know what would be an easier way to do that?
Is to look through these. Yeah.
So anyway, so Anna, my friend Anna.
Yes.
Has been working on that poncho I showed you the fuzzy yarn for, that curly Q yarn.
Yeah, how's that going?
It is going fantastically.
Good.
She is, so that would be episode 9.
Season 2, episode 9.
Where we show you what the elementary school... That was a lot of work for nothing that was terribly important. Yeah. Anyway. So, yes, she started knitting it. She held off starting to knit it because she wanted to make sure that she had it all figured out and started it right and didn't make any mistakes in getting it started. So we had one of our knit days with Anna and Chris and I last week on Wednesday. So today's Sunday.
Yes.
4 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, 4 days ago.
Yes.
And so she sat down and said, "Okay, all right, what do I do?" I said, "Okay, cast on the right number of stitches," right? So she's like, "Okay," so she casts them on. Okay, now what? Okay, row 1. Okay, knit. Okay, so she knits. Row 2. Okay, knit 1, purl 1. Okay, proceed.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's it?
That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, I could have done that myself. I'm like, yeah, I know. Anyway, point is, she is more than halfway finished it.
Yep.
In 4 days.
Ooh.
More than halfway finished this poncho. And oh my gosh, it is gorgeous the way it's coming out. So this has inspired me as much as I need another project. I am going to go and get the other kit, the one in the blues, greens, and purples and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to knit one for me because I decided it will be absolutely perfect for our trip to Greece next summer. Next fall. Mm-hmm. When we go to Greece.
When you go to Greece, yeah.
Mediterranean waters, evenings on deck. It would be perfect.
Yeah.
Because it's not a really heavy poncho. And so, stay tuned. That might happen. I hope.
Okay.
I think I will. Okay, you won't see anything from my heartbeat shawl. That's the Estonian lace shawl that I'm knitting. We won't be talking about that this time. I've done 1 row back and forth. And that's it. So, not really any point in sharing that with you today.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yarnquisitions.
Yeah. Yeah.
This has been Yarnquisitions.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
Yeah.
Foes. This has been Foes.
But maybe next time.
Maybe next time. Whips.
All right. Yeah.
First thing written there is Hearten.
Okay. Hearten. So, I'm still working on Hearten. And that's one of the reasons why I haven't worked on Heartbeat. Because I decided I really have to get some of these things finished.
Yeah.
Need to get them finished. And as we discussed before, it takes me 6 hours to do a back and forth on that one. So I just need to get some other things done. So I'm working on my 2 at a time sleeves on Hearten. Here they are. And
Ooh.
I'm working on the sleeve cap. And I did, I'm making the sleeves, I hope. It's always sort of what's going to happen next. I'm hoping that I'm making the sleeves a bit shorter. I'd like something sort of between elbow and mid. Is there I was going to say calf. Is there a...
Forearm.
No, this is the forearm.
No, forearm. Yeah, mid forearm.
Yeah. So that's sort of what I'm going for. So I was guesstimating a little bit. Anyway, so the decreases are going quite quickly at this point. I'll be decreasing down to where these stitch markers are in here, in the center, and then I cast off.
And then you sew together.
Then I sew it together, and then I think I do the button band, the band that doesn't have buttons, but the band up the front and probably collar and stuff like that. But I'm very excited.
So wait, if this is the forearm, what's this?
Upper arm.
Upper arm, right? Of course.
Or bicep.
Yeah, bicep. But then your triceps also on the other side.
Is that my tricep?
Yeah. Yes. This is your tricep. And because I was completely immature in elementary school, this is the weenus.
Ah.
The bit of skin over your elbow is the weenus.
Everyone has a weenus.
Everyone has a weenus.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yep.
Cool.
All right.
Cool. What about
me? So last week I believe I was in the middle of
last week, which was really 2 weeks ago. Yeah,
last episode. I was swatching for the Beekeeper Mitts by...
Oh, you've done it again.
I've done it again. Here it is. Yeah, so I finished the one swatch that I had and I blocked it out. This is what it ended up looking like. But yeah, if we open that up, it's super open, not particularly warm for gloves.
Okay, yeah.
But,
anyway, we could see through it last week.
Oh, and you can kind of see through it that way.
Okay.
And also it was knit in the flat when it should have been in the round probably. So then I did it again in the round. This is what that looked like. And I decided that that was a little bit, I was a little happier with the way that looked.
Yeah.
And so then I cast on. And, you know, talking about projects that just aren't for you.
Right.
And so, yeah, this is the progress that I've got to on the glove.
Okay, it's convertible.
Yeah, it's a convertible. It's a convertible mitt, which explains this great big hoop here. So basically, what's going to happen when I put it on? Love how far down the wrist it goes. So yeah, this bit is going to knit up, and then I'll be able to flip that over and get my fingers out so that I can have a fingerless glove, basically.
Yeah.
And yeah, this bit has been. It's not cast off. It's on scrap yarn.
Right.
So that I can knit a little bit of ribbing just to help close up that spot.
I love this. Now you said, speaking of things you're not meant to knit or something.
Yeah.
That's how you started this.
Yeah. So heavy metal, I was doing like 1 or 2 rows at a time.
Yeah.
And this I've put so much time and progress into.
And like I love this palm.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't feel it, but it's a thick.
It's so nice, and even when you're wearing, like, sometimes you wear something knitted and you're scared it's going to catch on everything.
Mm-hmm.
And this does not feel
Yes.
like that at all. It's nice. It's a sturdy. It's a nice sturdy. It's not straight stocking stitch. There's a little bit more going on. And I love the way the yarn is knitting up. The colors.
This is Malabrigo Rios base, and this is the Playa colorway.
Like, they're just so nice.
And yeah, I believe that's called honeycomb stitch on the back of the hand there.
So nice.
Yeah, it's super.
That's a great
loving this.
gusset too.
Yep.
Nice.
I'm loving this. This is very.
Yeah.
I like it. I love it. I love it. It's good.
And Robin really likes it.
And Robin really likes it.
Not that she would ever ask you to make her anything.
No, she would never ask. I made her socks, and the deal was I make her socks, and she never asks me to make her something again.
Yeah. You volunteered to make her a sweater.
Yeah.
And she really likes
the sweater.
Really likes these mittens.
Really likes these mittens as well. Oh, did I? Oh, did I? Okay, well, I did what you did and tied my scrap yarn together, but now I'm worried that I caught.
Oh, that's okay. You just pull your ball of yarn through it.
Yeah.
That's not a thing. Okay, but I have update on Lloyd's knitting.
Lloyd's knitting.
He has knit a row of color work. There it is.
Yay!
So Lloyd's hat is now what, 4?
4 rows?
4 rows. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4 rows.
Yep.
4 rows. A row of color work.
Since Christmas.
This much since Christmas. Yeah.
Yep.
And look at, there's his floats.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's doing, this is, you know, for those of you who are new, just joining us, this is Lloyd's very, very first knitting project, and it's going to be a Fair Isle hat for Shetland Wool Week.
Yes.
So really proud of that. He did say last night he was thinking he would like to get some knitting in today. So maybe we'll get 2 rows done. I think at a row every 2 weeks, I don't know if we'll get it finished, but we'll see what happens. That's kind of about where I'm at with that heartbeat shawl too. So Shetland Dad knitting 2 weeks. It was right there. It's gone now. Okay. So, and I have also been working on, because sometimes I've just had enough of the cables. So I have been working on my wingspan shawl.
Mm-hmm.
So Wingspan by Kyle Vey. So there it is. So this shawl, when it's all done, is going to be beautiful and feathery looking. So we've got the feathers. I'm in the transition zone, so this is the end of another set of feathers here.
Right.
And then in the middle, it's got this beautiful linen stitch section.
Nice.
Which I'm really enjoying knitting this linen stitch. I think it's really a pretty texture.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels nice too, but it looks like something it looks woven.
Yeah.
Which I think
really does. Yeah.
I think is really cool. But this is another one that I think, another shawl, this will be nice for wrapping around my neck or over my shoulders or whatever. Yep. When I'm sitting on a yacht.
On the Mediterranean.
On the Mediterranean. The only thing I have to say that I am disappointed by, and maybe I'll change my tune, we'll have to see. I was expecting the yarn to start changing color by now. Because this is a gradient yarn from the Blue Brick.
Yeah, it's a lot of yarn.
And I was really hoping that by now I would be starting to see some color variation happening. And it's not, but that's okay. If you're not familiar with Wingspan,
It was a highly in demand pattern.
There is one half of it.
Mm-hmm.
There.
It looks nice.
I'm just trying to think. So okay, now that I say that, where I am right now would be just kind of at the bottom of where that gold color changes over. So maybe I might change my tune. There you go. That's a possibility. Don't know where this goes. 5, 6, 7. It goes right there.
Yeah.
So
maybe I'll give that a try one day.
Well, you know what? Once you kind of get the hang of it, aside from the transition sections between the feathers, it's really quite an easy knit. It's extremely repetitive. And for I like that Kyle has included what he calls the intuition instructions.
Right.
So while he does have every single row written out stitch for stitch, he also has the intuition instructions. So it's like, okay, so if you understand what's going on here, this little chart
will tell you everything you need.
Tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
And I like that because it doesn't mean you're going, okay, now what do I do? Now what do I do? Now what I do?
That's nice.
Yeah, it's really quite cool. Very cool. And then who was I got Chris started on something new on Wednesday too. She's working on a shawl, and so up until now Chris has done nothing but the knit stitch.
Right.
So she still wasn't really quite sure about the whole casting on thing. She can cast off and she could do the knit stitch. That was it. So she started this shawl. And she's been knitting the knit stitch, like knitting. She has got the knit stitch. So She said, teach me how to purl. And I said, okay. I said, don't overthink it. Yeah. Right. And I said, if you've got knit down so good, the purl is going to be easy.
Yeah.
And yeah, she picked up purling like that. And so then I said, and we were on a little test swatch thing. Yep. So I said, okay, well, because she was going to need to yarn over.
Yes.
In this shawl.
Yes.
So I said, okay, so now this time, so knit 2 together. And again, I said, don't overthink it. Just knit 2 together. Yeah. Yarn over, knit 2. And I showed her how to, and she's like, zip, zip, zip those off and knit back. And she goes, that doesn't feel right. And the yarn over. I'm like, yeah, I know, but we're good. And then the other thing she had to do was in the pattern she's working on, they call them make one front and make one back, which actually makes a whole lot more sense than make one right and make one left. And I might start kind of changing my my focus for that. So anyway,
that already, yeah.
So I So I showed her how to do those, and off she went. And she knit down. She knit, I don't know, she'd probably done maybe 6 or 7 rows of this shawl by the time I left her. She probably did that many again. So, I mean, it's a shawl. It's a triangle shawl. It was probably about this big. She said, you know, now that I understand it better, like what's going on, she's going to do what I've done so many times, which is pull it out, start it again. Now that I get it.
Yeah. Let's do it again. Yeah.
So that's exciting for her because she went from I can't do anything, and Anna's does so much more than I do.
Yeah.
And Anna's working on her socks still.
Yep.
Cree started her socks.
Yep.
And anyway, Chris was just like, I'm falling so far behind, and it's like, yeah, now you can do way more than these other girls
because you get it.
Because you've picked it up quick. Anyway. Yeah, we'd love to hear what you're working on.
Yes.
What whips in progress have you got going on? Oh, for those of you who tune in to check out my nails.
Check out her nails.
They're already a little bit grown out.
Yep.
But they're not getting into focus, are they? Oh, that's not bad.
Oh, there we go.
Just something sort of plain and plain and easy.
Yeah.
I guess that's
whips.
That's whips. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, Mike.
Hello.
What do you bring to the table?
I bring to the table another hobby that I'm getting into.
It's not a game?
It is a game.
Oh.
That is also a hobby.
Okay.
So, okay. Well, first I'm going to go back to the Dungeons and Dragons as one of my primary hobbies. Because in Dungeons and Dragons, some people like to have little figures that they can represent what's going on in 3D space with. I was always kind of uncertain on those because I wasn't sure how good my painting ability would be because they always come unpainted.
Okay, and I mean, you could get people to paint their own.
I could, and I could pay someone to paint specific monster figures for me.
Oh, right, because of course, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
As well, because I want to amass that collection. But I thought I'd take a dive with a campaign. Of the like 4 or 5 campaigns that I'm in, the one that I'm a player in, I found a service online called Hero Forge where you design your own figure for your character and they print it out and ship it to you. And
so instead of using Hello Kitty to represent a tiger.
Yes.
Okay.
I can design a figure. They'll 3D print it and send it to me, and they will send it unpainted. And I figured, well, let me give this a try painting. So this is probably my proudest attempt at painting a figure. My little tiefling sorcerer. Yeah.
Oh, ball of fire in his hand.
Little ball of fire. But, yeah, blue hair, ball of fire, horns, little bag, hooves. Yeah, this is my boy. But that has inspired me. You were mentioning inspiration earlier. That has inspired me to now try to get into another hobby that I've been wanting to get into, and you need to be able to paint figures for, and that is the hobby of Warhammer. Particularly Warhammer 40k. The grim dark future. I am going to be playing orcs. The thing about Warhammer, because, okay, this figure came exactly like this other than the paint. Exactly altogether like that. Warhammer figures come to you like this.
Oh, so they're like models.
Yes. So you also have to assemble it. And I have now assembled my first one with a little bit of problem. And now I just have to prime him and paint him. So this is an orc pain boy. So, yeah, what's his little face there? He's got a little dude hanging off the back of him. And his great big earthy bits. An earthy syringe.
Okay, here's a question.
Yes?
Putting it out there. Would it be easier to paint them first?
Some people do that, but apparently the more used way is to assemble and then paint.
Yeah.
because you risk, you have to use plastic cement to put them together. And
I mean, this is how we used to build models as a kid, and you put it in a bag. And, no, I'm kidding. Do not sniff glue. It's not good for you.
And then you, use plastic cement to put them together, and the paint. I think it can't bond with the cement, or interferes with the cement.
It would go over top of the paint, and then so you paint over top of that.
Yeah.
I mean, because we had special model paint that we used.
Yeah, and I'm using plastic cement.
Did anyone else make models, or have brothers or sisters that, made models?
I bought a Start Collecting set. This particular model is, I think, 1/3 of a great big mech. Mech, so a robotic extension of an orc that's about yay tall.
Yeah, this is exactly. I love it because when you were little, I looked everywhere for model making stuff because I thought you would totally get into that.
I never understood it, but now I can put it in a game. By the way, this is the core rulebook for Warhammer 40k. It is 279 pages long. Don't worry about that though, because come on.
Oh my goodness.
This part that I'm holding here is the only actual rules in the book. The rest of it is lore or just extra stuff.
And so you make these things and you have battles?
Yeah, so Warhammer is played on a very free-form surface. There's no grid or anything. You actually have to get a tape measure out and measure distances.
Right.
And,
Interesting. I had no idea.
And I will be playing orcs and the stereotype of orcs. One of my friends who is now getting me into Warhammer, like he was sort of my thing. He said he was playing in a tournament for Warhammer of one of the older editions, and one of the guys playing orcs there filled up a garbage can of dice because he had to roll all the dice for all of his figures, and just tossed it down a hallway. And he needed to know what the results of all those dice were.
Okay, that's crazy talk.
Yeah.
But if I can go back to the figure that you painted, so that you custom designed and ordered.
Yes.
Did you know that you can now get them printed in the colors
in the color? Hero
of
Forge
your
does
choice?
that, yes.
Yeah.
I ordered this just slightly before they announced that.
Well, but I think it's cool to be able to paint your own.
Yeah,
I think that's neat.
I like that too, because I don't think they would have been able to get me to do. I wouldn't have been able to do the striped pants.
Right, or get that sort of the
ombre.
That ombre.
Yes.
And the
or the dry brushing, as we call it.
Oh yes.
But yeah, that's what I'm getting into.
Cool.
And yeah, people collect Warhammer figures just because they think they're cool. Some people have no interest in playing the game. They just like collecting these and painting these.
Well,
and
it's model making.
Yeah.
We used to make cars and planes and rockets.
I can get cars and planes that my orcs can then get into and fly around.
I used to love. That's it. I wasn't allowed to touch. I'd watch Cool Cam making his.
Maybe I'll get you into Warhammer.
Oh my god!
As if you don't have enough places to sink your money right now.
No.
Spoiler alert, we're becoming a Warhammer podcast.
No. No, we're not. No, we're not. Okay.
Anyway,
yeah. So
model making.
I'd love to know what kind of hobbies that you might have.
Yes.
On the, other side of things. And I would, does anyone out there, did you make models? Did you do the model glue thing? And just really enjoy the smell of that glue?
You really shouldn't.
I know, but it was pervasive, right?
Yeah.
You're working on it. It's not like you weren't, I wasn't like.
Yeah, it was just kind of there.
It was just kind of there.
Yeah.
So because I haven't smelt your model glue, I'm thinking they've probably changed that.
Oh no, mine is definitely aromatic.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if it's the same aroma, but it's definitely aromatic.
I'm not going to go and intentionally sniff it. Just because. Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
All right. Anyway, yes, I am getting into figure making and model making and Warhammer, and maybe you'll see some of those figures sometime.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And I have a friend who wants to knit the papillon, the butterfly papillon shawl. This one.
Papillion.
Yeah. So I'm going to be talking to her about that on Tuesday. Oh, and we moved our Tuesday night knitting.
Tuesday night knitting is
we're knitting now at the boarding house in Vernon, which is actually it's a place to go and play games.
Board game. It's a board game cafe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we're going in and knitting there and supporting a locally owned business. It's not a chain, and it's got great lighting and all those good things.
Great food, great coffee, chocolate cheesecake.
Yes.
I was talking to my friend who works there, and apparently that was the first night they had attempted cheesecake that she knows of. So.
Oh. Yeah. Alrighty then. Good. All right. I think.
That's about it?
I think so.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe here on YouTube. It really helps us out grow the channel. Follow us on Instagram, Close Knit Family Knitcast. Join us on Ravelry. All the information for that will be on the end card and in the description.
Share us with your friends.
Share us with your friends. Let us know. We've been talking a bit about inspiration. What inspires you?
Yes.
Yeah. As always, though, keep your knitting close and your family closer. Bye.